Hey everyone, welcome back to the SEO. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Atlas catalog here. I'm zoom out just a bit. So as you guys can see, we have the ET44s right here on the main page, and this should be pretty interesting because the Lionel ET44 should be arriving, I believe, in August, last I heard. So it'll be interesting to compare the Lionel tooling versus the Atlas/MTH tooling, see how those differ. But let's move on to the first offering here, which is the ET44s. And we have the BNSF, BC Rail, EJ&E Heritage unit, CPKC unit, as well as the CSX, NS, and Union Pacific units. Now, I have one of the Lionel ET44s, the NS variant, so I might get one of these just to be able to compare them and do a video on that. But it does, now I do want to cover one thing here real quick. Is it here? Yeah. The Atlas catalog pricing already includes the 30% tariff, and I'm not going to talk too much about that, but every price in this catalog will already include that price. And if prices adjust before they arrive, I'm sure Atlas will let us know. But moving on to the actual ET44 here, I believe in the live stream they said these would have specific lighting to the prototype of the locomotives, I believe is what they said. So some will have the DPU lighting and some won't. It just depends on the railroad. But if we look at the price here, it says they are $79.95, or sorry, $799.95. And again, that already includes the tariff price. I'll zoom in a little bit, that way we can see stuff a little bit better. And there are two numbers of each, so if I get one, if any, it'll be the NS unit, so that way I can compare it to the Lionel one that I have coming in. But scrolling on down, again, we have the 2-rail variant of the ET44s. Same number, just 2-rail. So I considered initially ordering the 2-rail variant only because it has the scale pilots and everything, so that way it would look a little bit better. But I would have to install the rollers on them, and I would have to figure out a way to get 3-rail couplers on one of them, or I would have to get a conversion car and only run it that way. So I guess if I get one, I'll be getting the 3-rail one. We'll see. But scrolling on down here, we have the SD40-2s. So we have the BNSF, Canadian Pacific, CSX, Conrail, Susquehanna, NS, and Santa Fe. And then we have the Collector's Edition Blue Mountain Reading and another Heritage unit for Susquehanna. Now I believe Lionel did the Blue Mountain Reading last year, is what I'm hearing other people say. Now these are nice, but I won't be getting any of these. We have a big thing later on in the catalog that I'm looking at getting, so we'll move on to that. And $749.95 for these. It's a little pricey in my opinion. These I thought would be around the $650, $600-ish range, but that could be the tariffs talking. So these are, again, I like them, but not particularly something I'm interested in. Moving on down here, we have these of the these 2-rail. I think these might be 3-rail only, maybe. The 3-rail, 2-rail. Okay, so this is a 2-rail variant. Now here we have the E6s available in 3-rail only. Now I know one guy who said he'll be putting his money where his mouth is. If he's watching this video, he knows who he is, and you guys watching probably know who he is. So we have the B&O units here, Illinois Central, Milwaukee Road, UP, Pacific, and we have the War Bonds here, which looks really cool. Norfolk Western, which is the least from the ACL, and then we have Atlantic Coastline and a New York Central. I've heard this is a fantasy scheme. I could be wrong about that, but I'm not entirely sure. This says a And again, these are 3-row only, and you have the A units priced at $700 and the non-powered Bs at $350. So it's, again, 3-row only, and again, these include the tariffs already. And we have 4-car passenger sets for the engines, the Atlantic Coastline, B&O, Canadian National, Illinois Central, Milwaukee Road, UP, so on and so forth. And then we have a couple of 2-packs down here. And I believe if you're getting the UP set, I'm sorry for you guys. I believe you guys have 10 cars all together to get. So you have your 4-packs here at $580-ish. Then 2-car sets at $290. And then the single cars at $145. Continuing to scroll down here, though I believe those are also 3-row only, you have your PS1 box cars with 6-foot door, and Akron, Canton, and Youngstown, Archer, Daniels, Midland, Green Bay Western, Monon, New York Central, and UP. These look nice. I have a few of the Atlas Master PS1s. I actually just got one at a train show in Savannah. But I'm not sure if I have any of the MTH tooling, because this is Premier, not Master. I don't think I have any of the Premier line PS1s to compare it to. And these are right at 100 and 110 for 2-rail variants. And we have the lighted box cars for Halloween and Christmas. And they are at $120 a piece, and there's only one number of each. Now, moving on to the Master Trinity cars. So when I saw these, I thought, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. Because I'm slowly building my modern freight consists, because I have a lot of modern diesels, and I like having long modern trains for them to pull. So if I get these, I'll be getting the ADM Leaf logo, GACX, blue here, the GATX, Potash, and the NS, because I see these quite often, whether it's behind a CSX engine or an NS engine around here in Springfield. And these have 4 numbers each and are at $120. Again, those are tariff prices by the time these come in, and things get hopefully leveled out when in terms of the tariffs. These might go down a little bit. Again, I'm not saying that definitively, but they may drop a little bit by the time they come in. And 2-rails are $125. Moving on down, we have the Master 89-foot 4-inch flat cars, and BNSF TTX, Brilliant Forest Junction, Main Central, and Trailer Train. And these are at $145 and $150 respectively for 3-rail and 2-rail. I'm not getting any of these. If I were to get one, I'd probably get some of the Trailer Train ones, and then maybe get some custom trailers, because my dad has worked for Great Dane for quite some time, and I think it'd be kind of cool to have some Great Dane trailers on my trains that are actually O scale. But maybe in the future I'll get one of those done, but not this time around. And we have the Trainman bulkhead flat cars. I have one of these. I believe it's the forward thinking variant of the TTX. Yeah, I can see it over there on my shelf. They're nice. They're not as detailed as a Master car, but you'd be hard pressed to say they're not that very well detailed, because they are. It's a nice runner. I have a 3D printed pipe load that I like putting on there that can be expanded on. So I'm not getting any more of these, but if I were to get more, I get the TTX variants here, because I already have one. So it'd be nice to have more of the same. And we also have a Department of Defense here. That'd be kind of cool to have some tanks or some Humvees or stuff like that on it. But we have 2 numbers of each, and the bulkhead cars are at $75, and the flat cars are at $68. The 2-rail variants are at $80 and $74 respectively. And now we have the trailers to go with those 89-foot flat cars. Again, I won't be getting any of these, but like I said, in sometime in the future, I would like just to have a Great Dane style trailer to go on here, just with the Great Dane logos or something like that. And these are at $40 a piece, and they have 2 numbers for each. And we also have here some special cars. The James E. Straits shows, which I believe is the circus train. So I believe they did some engines for these in the past. I don't exactly remember. We have the 4-pack here for $600, and then the 2 packs for $300. And then we have what's going on down here, the flat cars to go with it, with exclusive trailers. And these will come with the trailers, I believe. Yeah, it comes with 2 trailers. Scrolling on down, talking about the shows itself. And we have the flat car here, $219. Again, that comes with 2 flat cars and 4 trailers. And then we have the 4-pack, which includes one of each of these, at $860. So to get both of these in 2 packs, you would have to buy 2, or you can save a little bit of money and just buy the 4-pack, which includes all of them. And then moving on down here to the Golden Spike Club, the GSC Hopper and the Vistadome car. And you can only get these 2 cars if you're a member of the Golden Spike Club. I was a Golden Spike member at one point. I just haven't renewed any of my membership, and that's just because I just haven't had time to do it. But I might do it anyway in the future just to have it, and it's not a bad thing to be a part of. And we have some of their buildings, stuff like that, turntable. What's going on down here? Some of the extra stuff, buildings and scenery, and the new benefits for the Golden Spike Club. I'll kind of pause here for a second so y'all can read those. But, and I guess I can just have y'all can pause the video if y'all want to read that. But scroll back up to the trainee cars. Those are kind of what I'm thinking about getting right now. Out of, if I were to get anything, where are they? Oh, went too far. There, nope, not yet. There we go. So again, I'm thinking about getting a handful of these. That way I have a really nice rake of hopper cars to go with it. I might even get enough to do a unit train. So that way I'll have 2 different style of unit trains. And if you're not wondering 2, well, just stay tuned and you'll see what the other unit train is. And again, if I were to get any of the ET44s, it'll probably be one of the NS numbers here, so that way I can directly compare it to Lionel's. But again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know what you guys think of the catalog. Let me know if you're getting anything. Again, next video this time around should be the decal video on my passenger cars, barring any more surprises. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about the catalog, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next week.